Because every time I see like this wild animal, I feel like I wish I can kiss it and it turns into a human. Have you heard of the frog and the princess story,
Yes.
right? I really think someday it's going to happen to me. I think this addiction is like my greatest addiction. It's a fix. I want that kind of love everywhere. So the more love you give to anything in life, I feel like it comes back. And especially with animals, it's just like wild. I want to live as many lives as possible, on screen and off screen.
Hi, this is Srishti Kulkarni and welcome to Indulge Podcast. Let's begin by talking about how obsessed we are with Karnataka's handlooms and textiles. And we have for this shoot taken inspiration from Dweepa, the Saundarya's movie, which is all about Malnad, and who better to do the shoot with than Samyukta Hornad herself, who is from the region and is dressed beautifully in one of the saris from Vayaka.
Hi Shrishti, and thank you Indulge for doing this interview with me and talking about Malnad sari. Looks like my cat is also interested to know more about the sari. Very interesting that you mentioned Dweepa and Saundarya ma'am. Now Chikwai Sinda, Saundarya ma'am has been like an inspiration to all of us and not just actors, because she is like a proud Kannadati. And ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರೋ one Lakshana andre, it's more than grace. There's no word in English that I can find for the word Lakshana. It's a character that you bring in. It's seen in your eyes, in your face, and how you carry a sari. And she did it at a time when now people are wearing all these handloom saris and, you know, styling it like how I'm wearing it with contemporary jewelry and all that. But she was doing it back then.
Definitely.
And so even when someone wants to give a compliment right now, I think up north you say Sri Devi, who's also a South Indian, but we are always talking about Saundarya. And Saundarya also means beauty. And she was beauty personified. And I'm very happy to be doing the shoot with Vayaka and Indulge, because there's so much of our history, our roots that we forget. And when you wear it, there's some sort of a comfort and strength I get from within. Like right now, I can dance in this. I can be myself. I can be strong. And I think all the people, all the goddesses we worship are really fierce and very, very badass. And they come with a lot of grace. And I think Saundarya ma'am was that, and I hope to be that someday.
Yes, very true. She was absolute epitome of beauty, grace, and she was equally fierce.
Yeah.
Very well known too. And from that, let's talk about you now.
Okay.
You've been an actress, and now we are here in this beautiful cat center of yours. So, how has your journey been going from, you know, being a wedding photographer? Because I know you used to do that before.
Not many people know that, but okay, yeah.
But we do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, from going to being a photographer to an actress and then to an activist.
I read somewhere that, you know, when you make rules and you stick to it, and I've got these blinders on and you're focused, you may reach your destiny, okay? But when you reach there, you may not know, or you won't be sure if that's exactly what you wanted. Like, you know, the journey is interesting. So I feel like I want to live as many lives as possible, on screen and off screen. And honestly, before being a wedding photographer, before being an actress, I was to volunteer at CUPA. My love for animals started when I was really young. I never really socialized with human beings so much.
Okay.
So my friends, my comfort, my safe space has always been animals. So I can't say it's a new journey. It's such a big part of my system. I think even when I'm acting, I have a spirit animal. And I give an animal to every character I play. And that's what inspires me. I'm not a big fan of a lot of people. I can say that. So I find inspiration in nature. If I have to play a fierce character, I think of the sea. And or a cat, a big cat. I'm saying like the way a tigress moves, or how she mothers and how she teaches a cub how to hunt. When I played a cop or a journalist, I want to be her. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think it all works together. It's not two separate things for me. I don't see it as, oh, I'm doing that differently. I'm this. I'm a daughter. I run a foundation. It's all different sides of me, I think. Yeah.
It's just all coming together beautifully, really.
I hope so.
So now tell us about the Prana Foundation and all the cute cats running around us and how it came to be.
I like I said, I was very young. I think I was bullied all my life. I never made human friends, but somehow animals understood me. I could talk to them. They would hear me out, and so it's very interesting that maybe trees, they've always witnessed your life, and you feel seen and heard by them, and you don't so much when you converse with people. So I think I've been an animal and nature person all my life. And so it was the most natural thing when I see an abandoned cat or a dog, my heart goes out. Like I'm like, oh, this is a reflection of me, maybe. And I wish I am adopted and I'm looked after somewhere. But when I started this journey, right, the kind of love that you get from animals is like into 100 times. So it's a fix, it's an addiction. I could have been a junkie. I could have been doing a lot of things in life, but I think this addiction is like my greatest addiction. It's a fix. I want that kind of love everywhere. So the more love you give to anything in life, I feel like it comes back.
Definitely.
And especially with animals, it's just like wild. And now I'm like, I really say hi to like lizards and grasshoppers and butterflies. And and it's almost like they say, I love you too. I hear it. People think I'm slightly crazy, but it's why I have so much energy in life. I dedicate my life to them. And so Prana is actually a tribute to my son Gunda. He was the first dog. I picked him up from a drain. He really changed my life. I think I started liking myself. I think I started liking life. I think I started liking everything. But when he passed on, it was the hardest thing. But I made a promise to him that any animal, anything I love, the love goes to him. So that's why this is my most purest space. Because every animal, every insect I love is reaching my son. So it means the world to me, I guess.
So Prana is also kind of a tribute to your son, Gunda.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So what are the facilities does this cat center have?
So basically we run an ambulance service, and it's the only ambulance service in India which is free and 24/7. You won't find it in anywhere. Across India, you'll not find another ambulance service. So I hope to move from Karnataka to India,
cities,
to Tanzania, to every corner of the world where any animal needs help. I want to be there for them, which is why it's called Prana Life. So, and also it's free. And we won a national award a few months back for rescuing 4,000 dogs. We're 2 years old now, but it's been great. I think the universe and all the animals that we've rescued have been protecting us and blessing us. So this is a rehabilitation and adoption center, especially after emergency. Cats don't have a place to go. Dogs still have different spaces,
Definitely,
but there's a major void when it comes to cats. People don't know what to do.
Especially in Bangalore.
So yeah, it's so interesting. If you look around, you'll see a lot of volunteers out of love just came and painted. So this is like a happy space. I have people walking in and just sitting. They don't want to go home, and I don't want to send them home. Not just that, I have a problem. I get attached to these cats so much. When people come to adopt, I really am like that person is like, do you really want it? I don't want to let go, So I wish I have a sanctuary as big as India, maybe, where like only animals are allowed. Some humans, I'll probably let them in, but like that's the dream. So this is not enough. I'm just beginning, and it's been
It's only going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. During your last answer, you happened to mention Tanzania, and for those of you who have been following Samyukta on Instagram will know that she gets invited to all these fancy as expeditions, photography expeditions with the world's most famous photographers to Africa and beyond. So do tell us, because the video that you shot of a lion in Africa just went viral. I was so beautiful.
I'm gonna
just
cry
sitting there.
because every time I see like this wild animal, I feel like I wish I can kiss it and it turns into a human. Because have you heard of the frog and the princess story?
Yes.
Right? I really think someday it's gonna happen to me. So it's a really scary dream to have, and some of my friends and photographers get a little scared of me sometimes. But it's what's keeping me going.
It's a dream. It's
Yeah,
a
so
Disney dream.
Tanzania,
It's a girl's
Antarctica, next you'll see me with a polar bear. Don't be surprised. I've adopted tigers, lions, bears, elephants, name it. Okay, penguin. So now, since I started working in films, it went side by side. Every time I earned, a part of it went into adopting and becoming a mom for an animal, like an like from owls, snakes, name it. So now I want to be, I wanted to be Mother India, but I think that dream is going to happen. So I want to be like Mother Universe, if there's something like that. I want all animals, like, adopt them and be with them.
Well, now switching over to your role as an actress.
Yes.
You're surrounded by a family where there's so much legacy, there's so much art coming in for generations now. So, in between all of that, how have you made your mark? What, sets you apart from all your brilliant family who's actors, writers, artists?
I am what I am mostly because of my mom and my grandmom. I give my grandmom a lot of credit for what she instilled in me, including how to talk to people, how to be on stage, all of that. But I have done 34 films now, and I've never repeated a role.
Wow.
I think I've not been stereotyped. Like I was playing a cop. Before that, I was like, if you watch Toby, I'm a sex worker, or like, I love living as many lives as possible, and that really excites me. And I think that I get it from my Ajji for sure. Is that some sort of a baggage I have? Of course, I am very aware of my privilege. It's not my baggage at all, because I think I have never asked my mom or dad or anybody about their opinion when I've signed a film. So I've made terrible mistakes, but that's been because of me, right? As much as I've learned so much from them, I think I've earned my freedom with my family. I make my decisions. Even this center or anything that I've worked on, it's completely my fault if things go wrong, and I wanted it that way. I think so. My choices also in life. My parents actually find out a lot about me from reading in the paper. They're like, "You're doing this," but it's great that I have them as strength, but I am still working on building my own strength. So I don't see it as a baggage or an influence or anything. I think I'm free and wild like that. Yeah. So I really think till I die I want to act in films like my Ajji did.
Wow.
I love being in front of the camera, and I think it's one place I kind of know who I am. I feel like everywhere else I'm a little lost. I'm trying to figure out who I am, how I think, what's happening. But in front of the camera, I like to surrender to the director. If he says you do this, I have no questions. I am that person, and that being somebody else is what's the most exciting thing for me as an artist. So when you say photography, writing, anything else, it's actually a part of it. I think art is fluid like that. You move from one side to the other, and that's how it works. So I'm very excited. Every aspect of filmmaking, it's like being at a wedding hall. There's so much happening, there's so much chaos, people are fighting, but it's still a celebration. And that's how I feel every day on a set. Especially after COVID, I want to kiss the camera, like I really love it so much. So yeah, I want to be somebody else so badly. As much as I want to be myself, I want to be there's so many other lives to see, places to go,
characters to live.
Be, yeah, So yeah.
In one of your films, you also, played the character of weaving a sari. So let's talk about your love for handlooms, because you're obviously just in one, and the textiles that you absolutely love, have at your home.
Yeah, so the thing about saris is you can wear it. It's for all seasons, and you get different fabrics. The thing with this handloom, especially when I learned a little bit of weaving, is that, man, it's so weather friendly, and it's so light on your skin. And you can jump around, work all day, and it's still, when you press it, it stays, So, and it can be a casual thing, it can be a formal thing, you can wear it to an award function. It's really how you pull it off. So it's a chameleon like that, and I want to be like that. So I think it goes with my personality a bit. And when you mix it up with contemporary jewelry, it can make for a party wear. It's a statement. And I think if you've seen me for the past 15 years, no matter what I'm wearing, and I make a lot of my clothes from my Ajjis. I have handloom gowns with these checks, and I team it up with some boots. you know, it's such a power statement. I feel like my Ajit is in me while walking. So it's very emotional for me. So you see all my award functions, I'm actually wearing these handloom as like gowns and stuff like that. So it's
Giving you
home.
sentiment.
So it's home. Like it's like no matter what happens and which party I am, I want to come back home and eat curd rice now. Because that's for the heart and soul.
Yes.
This is that. So no matter where I'm rushing, what I'm doing, I'm coming back to handlooms.
Let's talk about your upcoming projects and where your fans can see you next.
I think my latest release has been Max, and it was the biggest hit of 2024. Super excited that that film sort of opened venues in other languages for me. I am hoping next month I'm playing a dancer.
Okay.
That's for a Kannada film. I'm a Kathak dancer, so I'm training for that right now. And I have a Malayalam film.
Oh, lovely.
I finally, thanks to my hair and all, I'm just going to be there. I've done the Malayalam film before, but like I'm super excited about this.
This one.
But yeah, I'm excited to play all the 100 different lives I play in real life and off screen, on screen, everywhere.
Thank you so much for being in conversation with us, Samyukta. And we are signing off. You're listening to Indulge Podcast. Stay tuned for more.